Stop me if you've heard this one. Prom queen goes into a coma, comes back to high school decades later, and is completely discombobulated because everything's so different in the modern day.
iPhones and flat screen TVs. Yes.
And wokeness.
Yes. This is senior year. This marries two very high concept premises. You have the going back to high school movie with the waking up from a coma and being at a time and confused movie. And it slams them together, which actually is not a terrible idea.
Where do the popular kids sit?
We're all popular.
Oh, no. There's only like 3 ways to become popular. To be a cheerleader, to work at Abercrombie, or to let guys go in the back door.
What?
Oh my God, I must be really popular then.
It's a clever idea, and having Rebel Wilson at the center of it is not a bad idea. But it kind of falls apart very quickly. So we begin in 2002. This character is played by Angourie Rice. She actually gets to be Australian, which is unusual. She actually is Australian and it's not very often, but she came here as a young teenager and was awkward and went on this obsessive quest for perfection and popularity and was so successful that she became captain of the cheerleading team. She's super popular and she has set her sights on being prom queen as like the last final ultimate thing that will, validate her existence. This cheer stunt goes horribly wrong and she falls and lands in a coma for 20 years, wakes up in a hospital. She's Rebel Wilson, who was really confused by everything. But one of her first thoughts when she goes home to her bedroom, which has been magically preserved like a little time capsule with her Britney Spears and Pink posters and her Clueless poster, she wants to go back to high school and get that prom queen crown. And so this is about her trying to fit in. She's like a fish out of water at a time where what constitutes popularity and the way the social hierarchy works in high school was totally different. Her childhood buddy who stuck by her, who was nerdy back then, is now the principal. She's played by Mary Holland, who's very funny. The sweet kind of nerdy guy who had a crush on her is now played by Sam Richardson. And I don't really know what this movie is trying to say about, I hate this word, but like performative wokeness. I don't know what this movie means by it, because are they condemning it as like a terrible way that high school has evolved and just youth has evolved in general, where everybody gets a trophy and nothing is, everything's egalitarian now? Or are they saying like, that's a great way to be and she needs to change to get with the times? Either way, this whole thing feels like a list of early 2000s pop culture references brought to life, because the entire script is referring to like Von Dutch Jeans and Smirnoff Ice and Total Request Live. And there are needle drops from Nelly and Kelly Clarkson and Avril Lavigne and Shania Twain. And I think enough of like mentioning things from an era like that alone does not constitute comedy.
A joke. Yeah. I mean, like, again, I think you're right. On paper, this is a fun premise and you could do something with it. It also kind of calls to mind like in 22 Jump Street, where they have to go back to high school and readjust to what high school means now, but this movie doesn't go anywhere with that material, and you're right, it's not really clear what it's trying to say, except for like the cheerleader squad now does cheers about like climate change or whatever, and
gun control, and there is no captain anymore.
They're all captains. We're all Spartacus. I disagree that Rebel Wilson is maybe the person for this, because I think her brand of comedy has always been about being the outsider sort of commenting upon, what the cool people are doing, or what regular behavior is supposed to be. And I think that, trying to make her into the sort of like mean girl, basically, or like, the nice girl who's been acting like a mean girl, I don't know, it didn't land for me as well. I wanted the energy that she brought to like, like Pitch Perfect and stuff like that. The name that I want to mention here, who is the MVP, is Acamon Jones. He is the choreographer, and the choreography in this movie is stunning, between the cheer routine and the thing that the lead character teaches the cheer squad to do to crazy.
But the Britney Spears crazy, not the Britney Spears crazy.
Yes, for sure. Let's be clear
not
on
the
that.
Seal crazy.
So many crazies. Yes, the Britney one. So yeah, like those moments are the best moments for me. I think like the choreography is fun, and it feels like it's like the best version of something that an actual high schooler might actually do. It's a lot of needle drops, it's a lot of pop culture jokes,
Mm.
and ultimately doesn't really carry them anywhere. And then also we're supposed to care about this her relationship with Sam Richardson, and it's like, yes, as friends, absolutely, but like there's never any kind of
No.
romantic spark
No.
there, and they go out of their way to try and make one happen at the last minute that just feels like this is your reward for being steadfast. I don't know.
And within that relationship, they try to insert the supposedly poignant reason why she is so obsessed with popularity. And we're supposed to then suddenly go, oh, and care about it. And it doesn't feel, it feels totally wedged in and false. I enjoyed Rebel Wilson's deadpan delivery, though, in her like incredulousness to everything going on around her. Like that, I think that worked for that. And I like her relationship with Mary Holland, who was so good in Happiest Season.
Yes. Oh, no, I love her.
And brings like an unexpected kind of presence and timing to her delivery. So it has these moments here and there.
Yeah, Zoe Chao is fun as her grown-up rival, and the guy from This Is a Justin
Hartley.
Hartley,
you're always your hunky prom king guy. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like they're fun, and they bring some stuff to it, but it just, I don't know, overall didn't really do much for me.
And of course, because it's a piece of Netflix original programming, it has to have those totally shameless cross-promotional references to things like Bridgerton and Tiger King. I am saying 5. It had its moments and it had potential, but it just doesn't work.
I said 5.5, mainly for the choreography and for a few jokes that land. But yeah, overall, it just kind of felt like this was a letdown.
All right, 5.3 is our number. Senior Year is on Netflix if you're bored.